Today at Ploughman's Backyard, we are canning applesauce. And what I have here is Cortland apple, which is my favorite to make applesauce from. I don't so much enjoy Max as much as I do Cortland's. They're really sweet and they make great sauce. You don't need to add any sugar. You can if you want, but you don't need to. These things are wonderful. If you're a beginner canner, applesauce is one of the best things that you can start out with. It's super easy to do and you really can't go wrong with it. One of the first things you want to do when you're starting your applesauce is you want to wash your apples and give them a good peel. So you want to peel them, you want to core them. I'm working on that right now. And then I've got my big stock pot and I'm going to add a little bit of water and I'll add a little bit of sugar just to this, just to keep it from browning. You could add a little bit of lemon juice, that will help as well, but you don't want to add too much. And that's just until we get enough in here to be able to put it on the stove, because we don't want it turning brown. I like it looking nice and white in the jars when they're done cooking. So we're just going to get to peeling these delicious Cortland apples. So now that I have actually done about 3/4 of my bushel, it is time to now get all of our, as you can see, a large pot, all of our apples onto the stove, and we want to get this up to a simmer. So as you can see right here, we've got this up to a simmer, and as you can see, this has really shrunken down quite a bit. Now what we're going to do is we want to make sure that we keep stirring this because we don't want it sticking to the bottom. So make sure you've got a good pot with a good bottom on it. You don't want a thin bottom with those aluminum pots because it will burn automatically. These ones that have thicker bottoms are better for doing your large batches of sauces. And now I didn't use a Roma strainer like many people I see do, because I like a thick applesauce. Now, I don't like it that thick, but I don't like it really thin either. So the reason why I choose to just chop it and simmer it for a while is because I do like to have some chunks in my applesauce. It's coming along and it smells wonderful. Another thing that I also did was I added a few, maybe tablespoons of lemon juice. And again, that's just for color. I like keeping a nice white colored applesauce even after it's been cooked. It doesn't really change the taste or the flavor, but you don't have to add it. It's optional. Again, I just like to not only have my food taste good, but also look good. So, we want a good tasting applesauce. You can't make applesauce without tasting it. I have to wait a minute. This is also a really good time. It's a little bit chunky still, and if you want to get rid of those chunks, it'd be a good time to get a potato masher and mash up a little bit in there while you're waiting for them to simmer down. I think it's ready. Warm applesauce. It's good. Okay, our applesauce is ready. Looks wonderful. Some little chunks, but not big ones, but it's mostly sauce. And now I'm going to put them in the sterilized jars. So now that we've got our applesauce in the jars, we have to get out all these little bubbles you can see here. The best that we can. All right, so now we've got our cloth. After we've taken out all the bubbles that we can, we've got our cloth. I have a little bit of vinegar in here, and we're just going to dip this. And we are going to clean the rims before we add the lids. This just makes sure that there's nothing that's going to prevent those lids from sticking. All right, now it's time to put our jars in our canner. So you don't need a pressure canner to do this. Water bathing them is just fine. And you want to water bath them for about 20 minutes. Now you don't have to do this part. You can keep your sauce, you can keep your jars and your lids all hot. They will seal naturally on the counter. However, I find sometimes they don't last as long. So our jars are in the canner, and I'm going to time this for 20 minutes. Okay, and when they're done, what we want to do is just place them on a towel or a mat on the counter or table and leave them without touching them for about 24 hours. And that's how easy it is to make applesauce. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that share button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on our upcoming canning videos.